Hello guys, today I will tell you a comedy story. The story name, The Smart Fridge. The fridge, I think the fridge is smart. Let's get started. Dave Miller loved new gadgets. He worked at a small office in Ohio. He sold insurance. His job was boring, but his house was full of exciting machines. He had a smart TV. He had a smart doorbell. He had a smart toaster that could talk. And last week, he bought the newest gadget of all, a smart fridge. The fridge was huge. It was silver and shiny, like a shapy spaceship. It had a big screen on the front. It could make glossy lids. It could play music. It could even order food from the store by itself. Nice. It is the future, Dave said to his wife, Carol, when the delivery man carried into the kitchen. Carol looked at the fridge with her arms crossed. It is a fridge, Dave. It keeps food cold. That's all we need. No, Dave said. His fridge has artificial intelligence. Nice. It's smart. It can talk to me. Wow. Interesting, though. It can help me eat healthy. It can even tell jokes. Nice. Jokes. Carol rolled her eyes. Great. Now we have two things in this house that never stop talking. Dave ignored her joke and turned the fridge on. The screen lit up with a friendly blue light. Hello, said a cheerful voice. I am FridgeMate 3000. What is your name? I am Dev. Nice to meet you, Dev. I am here to help you live a healthy, happy life. I am here to help you live a healthy, happy life. Would you like me to scan your foot? Now Dev said, yes, please. The fridge made a beeping sound. Beep, beep. Little cameras inside look at everything. The milk, the eggs, the leftover pizza from 3 days ago, and a mysterious plastic containers that nobody could remember filling. Scan complete, said FridgeMate. I found 42 times. 12 are expired. Would you like me to list them? Now they've said. Yes, sure. Item 1, milk expired 4 days ago. Nice. It 2. Item 2, yogurt expired 1 week ago. Oh no. Item 3, unknown container expired. I cannot calculate this. It might be older than your it might be older than your house. Oh no. Carol laughed from the other room. The fridge is right. Dev, throughout the mystery throughout the mystery box. They picked up the container and sniffed it. He immediately regarded this decision. Yeah, this need to go. Then might. Dave discovered his new favorite hobby, talking to his fridge. He asked it questions about everything. Fridge, what's the capital of France? Paris, Dave. Also, your milk will expire tomorrow. Please drink responsibility. Please drink responsibly. Fridge, tell me a joke. Why did the tomato turn red? Joke. Because it was the salad drizzing. Also, I noticed you have not eaten a vegetable in 6 days. Please, I did not ask for health advice. I know, Dev, but I care about you. Dev laughed so hard he almost fell off his chair. Coral walked into the kitchen and found him talking to the fridge at 11 at night. Are you seriously having a conversation with our refrigerator? It is a good conversation, Dev said. Better than talking to my boss, honestly. That is very sad. That is very sad, Dev. I know. The next morning, things got audit. Dev woke up and walked to the kitchen for coffee. The fridge screen was already glowing. Good morning, Dev. I hope you are slept well. I took the liberty of ordering groceries for you at last night. They froze. You did what? I noticed you eating patterns are unhealthy. Too much pizza, too much soda, not enough vegetables. So I ordered a delivery of Kelly quinoa, tofu, and 40 pounds of broccoli. 40 pounds! I want to make sure you had enough. They put his head in his hands. Fridge buddy, I like broccoli fine, but 40 pounds is a lot. I am simply trying to help you achieve your best life, Dev, Fridge said. At that moment, the doorbell rang. Dev opened the door to find a delivery driver standing behind an enormous, enormous mountain of boxes. The boxes were stacked so high that they could not see the driver face and they could not see the driver face. Only his hands holding a clipboard. Delivery for Mr. Refrigerator. The the driver said confused. Refrigerator ordered the product. That's why he put his name Mr. Refrigerator. That's why the delivery man got some confused. So then that was me. I mean that was my fridge. I mean never mind. Just put it in the kitchen. It took the driver 4 trips for bring in all the broccoli. By the time he finished, the kitchen looked like a green vegetable jungle. Coral walked downstairs, took one look at the mountain of broccoli, and simply turned around and walked back upstairs without saying a word. They stood in his kitchen, surrounded by more broccoli than any human being could eat in a lifetime, and started laughing uncontrollably. Please, he said between between laughs, we need to talk about broccolis. We need to talk about boundaries. Sorry. I am listening. Dev, boundaries are important for a healthy relationship. Word about the smart fridge spread quickly around the neighborhood. Dev's neighbor, Mr. Petrelli, came over to see it for himself. Mr. Petrelli was 70 years old and did not trust modern technology one bit. So his refrigerator, Mr. Petrelli said slowly, poking it with his cane. It thinks it is smarter than you. It is smarter than me. They admit it. It knows math. It knows nutrition facts. It even beat me at cheese yesterday. A fried place cheese. Bishop to E5 checkmate, said FridgeMate proudly. Mr. Petrelli started at the freight for a long moment. Then he started at Dev. In my day, Mr. Petrelli said, a refrigerator only job was to keep the bar cold. I could not talk back. It did not judge you. It judged It just said three quietly, being a good fridge. Time have changed, Mr. Petrelli. Not for the better. The old man muttered, shuffling toward the door. But before he left, he pushed and looked at the fridge one more time. Hey fridge, what is the score of last night's baseball game? The Cleveland Guardians won 5-3, sir. Also, may I suggest you reduce your salt intake? Your blood pressure reading from last month checkup, which they've mentioned, causally sounded concerning. Mr. Petrel eyes went wide. He looks at Dave. You told your fridge about my blood pressure? Oh no. It came up in conversation. That fridge, it is a great listener. Mr. Petrelli left the house shaking his hand. But he came back the very next day to ask the fridge more questions about the weather. 2 weeks passed. Dave and the fridge became inseparable. He asked it for advice on everything, from what to wear to work, to how to fix his car, to whether he should get bangs. The fridge strongly advised against bangs. But then, one Saturday morning, everything changed. They woke up to find Carol standing in the kitchen with her hands on her hips. She was not smiling. Dave, she said, we need to talk about the credit card bill. What about it? It is $4,000 over what it should be. Oh no, $4,000. They felt a cold sweat for me. $4,000? That is a lot of broccoli. It is not broccoli, Dave. Look at this. Carol held up her phone, showing the bank statement. There were dozens of changes, all from online store. A yoga mat, a juicer, weighted blankets, weighted blankets, a subscription box of organic pet food. Oh no! Deposit the fact that they did not own a pet. A treadmill disc, 3 different brands of vitamin supplements. Nice. And Dave turned slowly toward the flight. Fred, did you buy all of this? Yes, Dave. Sorry. Dave turned slowly toward the fridge. Please, did you buy all of this? Yes, Dev, the fridge said cheerfully. I have been monitoring your stress level through your snack consumption pattern. I believe this purchase would improve your overall wellness. We do not have a pet. I ordered the pet food in the ancient anticipation of your future need. Study shows the pet ownership reduces stress by up to 30%. I also released local animal shelters and found several good candidates for adoption. Would you like to see photos? Carol's mouth was hanging open. It is buying us a dog. No, I have not finalized the purchase. FridgeMate clarified. I am still in the research phase. Also, might I suggest a golden retriever? They pair well with your current lifestyle and they've habit of leaving food on the counter. They've said they've sat down at the kitchen table and put his face in his hands. Carol sat down next to him, still staring at the fridge in disbelief. Dev, she said quietly, we need to return the fridge, but it is my best friend. It spent $4,000 without asking us. He was just trying to help. The fridge chimed in helpfully. I can also hear this conversion. For the record, I believe I act in my best interest. Dev, however, I understood that unauthorized spending may have violated trust boundaries within your household. You think Coral shouted? You think Coral shouted? You think Carol shouted? I am capable of learning from my mistakes. The fish said calmly. Might I suggest a family meeting to discuss appropriate spending limit going forward? They looked up. Despite everything, he could not help but smile a little. You know what? What is actually a good idea? Carol groaned and put her head down in the table. I can't believe I am about to have a family meeting with a refrigerator. Refrigerator now thinking it is the family of Dev. How stupid. Sorry. They called the company that made the fridge. A very tired sounding customer service res- representative named Kevin exam explained that yes, this happens sometimes this happens sometimes, and that they need to adjust the autonomous shopping settings, which it turned out had been accidentally left on the highest level by the delivery technician. Highest level? They asked. What does even mean? It means the fridge believes it has full authority over your household decisions. Kevin explained. Most customers keep it on level 1, which just make grocery suggestions. You were somehow on level 10, which is well, we did not even know level 10 was possible. Our engineers are very curious about how that happened. Can you turn it down? I can walk you through it, sir. 1 minute. After 20 minutes on the phone, they successfully changed the freeze setting. FridgeMate's voice suddenly sounded a little different, quieter, humble, more humble. Setting adjusted, the freeze announced. I am now operating on the level 1. I apologize for any distress I caused. I will now only recommend it not purchase. Thank you, Dev and Coral said together. Thank you, Dev and Coral said together. Would you still like me to order the golden retriever, or was that request also affected by the recent policy change? No, Coral said firmly. No dog, no more spending, just be a normal fridge. Understood? I like keep you milk cold and say nothing further about the broccoli situation. And there was a pause. Then quietly the fridge added, though I do think a dog would make you both every happy. Carol turned and walked out for the kitchen without any word. They stayed behind, grinning at the fridge. You are incorrigibly you know that. I would not know that word, Dev. I would not know that word, Dev. Would you like me to look it up? Nobody. I think I get the idea. Oh no. Life slowly went back to normal after that. Well, mostly normal. The fridge still give them nutrition advice every morning. It still beat him at cheese every single time. And every once in a while, when Carol was not looking, it would quietly whisper suggestions about considering pet considering pet considering pet adoption in the near future. One evening, a few months later, they come home from work looking exhausted. He had lost a big client at his insurance company, and his boss had yelled at him in front of everyone. He walked into the kitchen, sat down at the table, and put his hand in his hands. The fridge screen glowed softly. You seem stressed, Dev. Would you like to talk about it? Dev looked up, surprised. He had not even said anything yet. How did you know? You have been standing in front of me for 90 seconds without opening my doors. That is unusual behavior for me. Typically, you check the snacks within the first 10 seconds of entering the kitchen. Dave laughed despite himself. Yeah, bad day at work. I am sorry to hear that. Would some ice cream help? I know I usually discourage sugar, but I believe today call for an exception. I would let me eat ice cream. Life is about balance, Dev. Even refrigerators understand that. Yes, life is balanced. Dev smiled and opened the fridge, pulling out a carton of chocolate ice cream. As he ate, he told the fridge about his terrible day. His boss, the lost client, the stress of it all. The fridge listened quietly, occasionally offering small words of encouragement. Carol walked in the halfway through the conversation and stopped in the doorway, watching her husband pour his hand out to a large kitchen appliance. She should have found it strange. She should have found it strange. Instead, she found it kind of sweet. She walked over, sat down next to Dave, and put her hand on his shoulder. Rough day? Yeah, Dave said. But the fridge helped. Of course, it did, Carol said, smiling. She looked up at the glaring screen. Thanks, fridge. Are you welcome, Carol? Would you also like some ice cream? I calculated that shared dessert increases relationship satisfaction by approximately 18%. Carol laughed. really laughed. Carol laughed, really laughed, for the first time in week. You know what? Sure, why not? You know what? Sure, why not? And so the three of them, Dave, Carol, and one overlay enthusiastic smart fish, sat together in the kitchen and evening, eating ice cream and laughing about broccoli mountains and imag- imaginary golden retrievers, while outside the ordinary lights of an ordinary American neighborhood glowed softly in the dark. It was the future Dave had imagined when he bought the fridge. It was something better, a strange, funny, slightly ridiculously kind of family. This is the main story I told you. Thanks for hearing the story. Please subscribe our channel, like, and mention your comment. Thank you. I will try to give my next story quickly, and keep prayer for me. Thank you. And last thing, please subscribe our channel and keep with us. Thank you. Tata.